Alright, how's it going everyone? Welcome to or welcome back to the channel for another track guide episode. We're here at Bathurst, and I do apologize, this video is coming a little bit late. It was supposed to be the track guide video last week, but when we went to go record the video right at the end of stream, the servers decided to take a crap. So we weren't able to record the video. Sammy, if you're out there, I apologize, brother, but we're doing it now. I know you wanted the panorama track guide video, so we'll finally gonna get to it. So let's go over the tune and explain a few things. Unfortunately, the GT2 and GT3 multiplayer spec BOP that you can use in the hoppers is not available to drive in free play or private multiplayer. So I'm trying to find a good car that I can use that's going to be comparable in lap times and with like grip and everything, but it's very difficult. In the multiplayer spec, they added friction buffs and nerfs and drag buffs and nerfs, which I'm going to go over that. That's probably going to be Friday's video. So this tune for the M8 will work in GT2. This is a GT2 tune. The parts that I'm using, however, right now are not. It is close, it is very close, but I don't have the friction buff. I have extra horsepower, but I don't have grip. So if I look a little bit slippery, don't worry about that. That's not how it's gonna feel or look when you're actually racing this tune in GT2. So I just want to explain that. But yeah, let's go over the tune and explain what we're doing here. So I'm going to do 3 laps. The first lap I'm going to be on controller, and I'm going to be going slow in third person cam, explaining where the brake markers are, how to attack the corner, what's coming up next, and pretty basic stuff. The second lap I'm going to be on the wheel, going a little bit faster, almost race pace, still calling out the brake markers. And the third lap is going to be a full quality low fuel soft tires. It's as fast as I can do it with this setup that I have to run. So let's hop right into it. One thing I should mention, a lot of the brake markers on the hill are just by feel. You really have to do a lot of laps here and just get a feel for the mountain. Everything down here at base level, most things have a brake marker, but when you're up on the mountain, it's very difficult. So coming into the first corner, assuming you're on a flying lap, I like to brake just after the 100, not quite directly in between, so not quite at 75, but about right here. So I guess maybe like 1 car length into the red. Especially if you get a good exit out of that last corner. You're entering this first corner with a lot more speed than what you think. And there's like a little hill here too, so it can unsettle your car. But yeah, just after the 100 there, if you're good on the brakes, you can try to push it up to 75. But you can cut the grass here just a little bit to help get the turn in. But be careful on the corner exit because you don't have much runoff here. So if you get on the power too early, it's pretty easy just to lose it right there and just hit the grass a little bit. And if you touch the grass there, you're going to lose time all the way down the straight. It's not just a little time loss on the corner. You're missing time down the whole straightaway. So coming up to the first corner up the mountain, I like to brake right here, right on this little path, or the 100 board. A lot of the times the 100 board is actually gone in the race, so just keep an eye out for this little driveway right here. Brake right on that, brake hard, brake in a straight line, and then slowly ease up on the brake. Let your car coast in, and then right about here, right about the middle of the apex, you can actually just floor it. And your car should hold. You might swing out to the outside, but that's okay. There's a little bit of runoff there. Coming up here, you should be full throttle. Maybe a slight lift of throttle here just to get your car turned in. And then back on the throttle just for a split second. Again here, there's no real brake markers for this. This is mostly feel. A lot of the corners on the mountain are mostly feel. And you're mostly flat out after you get past this little section. So you might be able to look for this big rock here on the left. This whole wall here is red, so you're not going to be able to really pick a spot there. Maybe the bush right there? Maybe the short little bush? Might be able to see that. Or the rock. But yeah, just a little blip off the throttle, back on the throttle, just for a split second. And then off, and then trail brake in. Oh, come on, car. Trail brake in very lightly. It's okay if your car slides just a little bit. You have a lot of compression right here as you go up the hill. So your car should straighten out. It should catch traction as long as you're not, 90 degrees sideways through here. So if you trail brake in and start sliding a little bit, it's okay. Trust it. Your car should settle by the time you get to the corner. And you should be okay. Coming up the hill, plug the inside right here, should be full throttle. If your tune is good and it's good conditions, I should stress that. If it's good conditions, a lot of this mountain is flat out. So I'm going to talk like it is right now. Like it's perfect conditions. You're hot lapping. Maybe a little let off right here. Very, very slight, just to get your car turned in, and then full throttle. Full throttle through here. When you get to the bottom here, maybe a slight lift, again, just to get your car settled. Get it turned in. Full throttle to here, again, maybe just a slight lift over the hill, just to get your car settled. But if your tune is good and everything is just jiving perfectly, that whole section right there is very fast, very sketchy, and very wide open. So, coming over the right-hander, I like to brake just about here, just a little bit of a brake just to get the car, settled so you can straight line this a little bit. I like to downshift once right here at the right-hander, straight line it through here. I like to shift down right here again, and then hard brake, let your car get settled, shift down into second if you have to, get the turn in, immediately up to third if you need to, just to get the traction. And the way your car moves coming over that corner, if you get a little twitch, like a little Scandi flick, it can be super good for this entry right here around this tight left-hander. So if you're sliding around this right-hander and you get to that little kick, that little kick over, it can help you out a lot. Don't plan for it, but if you can do it, it will help you gain massive time through here. But try to cut this as close as you possibly can. Right here, and then straight line it. Straight through here. Run it wide, and then here, straight line it again, and then brake right when you get to this apex, just a little tiny brake, just to get your car turned in and settled. And then just before you fully reach this slant on the downhill is where you want to start to apply the brakes. If you fully press the brakes right here, there's a good chance you're just going to lock up and go wide. So don't be afraid for this corner specifically to just ease on the brake just a little bit earlier. Not much earlier, but it's so easy just to lock up going down that hill. Tuck it to the inside. Be careful of that little kick out on that wall. I'm not too friendly with it. It's not too friendly with me. So just be careful with it. It has an attitude problem. And just recognize that it's there and it pops out a little bit. Hug the inside. Get on the power nice and early. Flat out all through here. And my gears are probably not set up for this. I did lengthen them just a little bit. But again, If you're using this tune in GT2 spec, you shouldn't have any problems at all. Ooh, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast. Slow down, slow down. Alright, since you are absolutely hauling down that straightaway, brake at the 150. I think or no. Is it the 100? I think it's the 100. Crap. Did I really just forget? I think it's the 100, right, chat? It's the 150? Okay. I thought so, but it looked really far back. But again, you are hauling, so. Just at the 150, hard on the brakes, brake in a straight line. And then just after the 100, you can start to let up on the brake just a little bit, get your car turned in, and you can cut a lot of this corner. Look at where that track limit is. That track limit is not the white line where you would think it is. It's actually the back side of the rumble strip. So if you get this lined up right, you can actually cut quite a bit of this, but be careful if you do that with your power application. If you get on the power a little bit too early, there is a bump right here. I'm right on top of it. And your car will get squirrely. So just be careful. You can cut that corner, but just be careful coming out of it with your power application. And you should be good. Once the car is settled, full throttle. You don't need to let off for that right hander or nothing. And then coming up to the last corner, in GT2, you can brake just after the 100. Because in GT2 you have the added friction buff. So you can brake just after, maybe like a car length. Not too far. Don't push it all the way up there to the blue. You'll be off into the crowd. But brake at the 100, and if it's a little bit too early, do like maybe a car length after. But again, hard on the brakes in a straight line. Just after the 50, let up a little bit. Get the trail braking in, and then on the power. And then again, be careful with this corner exit here, because if you can see it, there's a little bit of a dip. So there's like compression, and then your car uncompresses. So again, just be careful with the throttle application around Bathurst. It is a very, very sketchy track. So let's see what we can do. So just after the 100 board, get it turned in. Careful on corner exit there. And again, like I said, if I'm sliding around a lot, don't worry about that. That's not the tune. That's just what I have to drive in free play. So here, look for the pathway or the 100 board. Get it turned in, then full power. It's okay to run wide just a little bit there. Full power, a little let off, back on, and then brake hard. I got that just a little bit wrong. And then you should be flat out, maybe a little let off. Yep, get the car settled. Little let off at the bottom. Get your car settled, back onto the power. Over the hill, little let off. Car settled, back onto the power. Over the right, little brake. Downshift, downshift, downshift. Cut this corner in, straight line. Over this right hander, little touch of the brake, and then on the brakes. On the power, nice and early there. And then if you're flying and you can't really read the board, just look for the second whiteboard or the 150. You can cut this corner, be careful. See, that's what will happen. You're just a tiny bit too gas happy. 100 board, get it turned in, easy on the power. And there we go. Alright, I'm gonna run a few laps here. I've been told in GT2 the lap records are in the high 201s or low 202s. In practice, I was able to run a 202 flat, so the times are comparable. But like I said, how I'm going to be driving is not going to be completely accurate to how you're going to be driving in GT2. I'm going to be sliding a lot more right now when I'm running this lap, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to run a few laps here, pick the best one, and I'll catch you guys at the end of the video. Peace. Oh, very bad last corner. Alright, well, I'm going to run one more, and if we don't get it this lap, then we'll just keep that one. Oh my god, that was so close. Come on. Come on. Don't mess it up now. Go, baby, go. Alright, 2017. Man, we lost 3/10. But yeah, we'll take that. The time might be a little bit off. But yeah, as you can see, I was sliding around quite a bit. It's a struggle. But again, the car will not handle it this way if you use this tune in GT2 multiplayer. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.